Yes, the doctor will see me now. Well, having waited a mere 2 hours, I will be sure to thank them for the privilege. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, that's me, Ramble King. Yeah. Well, I come from a long line of storytellers. Don't you sense my inherent charm? That's probably your sensors being down. Date of birth is 7th of June 2022. Yeah, really. I know, I grew up so fast. Well, I don't know. You might have seen quicker growers, but I think I did okay. What seems to be the problem? Well, Doctor, I'm feeling like a pair of curtains. It, it's an old joke. Doctor, I feel like a pair of curtains, so pull yourself together, man. No, not even a slight smile. I'm sure a smile looks so nice too. Do you want to make a joke together? You know, reverse engineer, like I'm sure that one was. Like start with a punchline. Like, I don't know, like get a grip. So I could say, I don't know, doctor, I'm covered in baby oil or something like that. That sort of nearly works. We'll say it works. What's your medical problem? Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't have to come to you. Ah, you're very. Okay, a few things. Firstly, I know I'm your last patient of the day, so you can, breathe in, breathe out. They don't need the room back, probably, maybe. Yes, symptoms. Well, allow me to demonstrate one symptom. Okay, now, my greatest magic trick is making this white hanky completely yellow. You see that? Yeah, that's my symptoms. And this is a magic trick I seem to be able to repeat every half hour or so. So, I would say that's bad. Oh, I'd say it's been 2 weeks, probably. Sorry. Well, spluttering all over the place is a complete and utter lack of decorum on my part, and I will apologize profusely if I damn well feel like it. Yes, this is me trying to be charming, although, to be honest with you, just like everything else in life at the moment, I seem to be struggling to do it because of, illness, which is where you kind of come in, because how am I supposed to flirt with you if I can't even get through a sentence without that happening? Will I want to flirt with you? Well, while I'm slightly over, I might as well just say, you seem like you have a nice smile and you seem very stressed, but then I can understand that because this is your job and ill people coming in moaning at you about their lives and then expecting you to fix everything when, let's be honest, half the time the problem's probably in their lifestyle. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you get the people, like, smoking 20 packets of cigarettes a day. Doctor, my lungs aren't great. Yeah, what an absolute shocking revelation. No, I don't smoke. I'm not that quite hypocritical. I'm not that quite good at speaking English sentences either, apparently. No, I've not been sleeping very well. I have about, I don't know, I think a maximum threshold about 4 hours before I wake up coughing up all sorts of wonderful colours of the rainbow. Well, not really colours, one colour, but... yeah, a little bit feverish, I would say. You kind of go between shivering and sweating and feeling warm without... I know, I'm pretty confident the temperature in the world hasn't changed, although I suppose it's hard for me to prove that from the Descartesian philosophical point of view. That it's hard for me to prove anything that exists with outside myself, you know. Like, how do I know that the temperature hasn't been changed and I just wasn't being aware of it? How do I know that temperature is even a thing? How do I know that external factors to my body truly exist? The only thing I know for sure is that I think, therefore I am. Well, actually, even that's arguably doubtable, because you don't want to run through Descartesian philosophy again. I'll be like first year at uni, it'll be fun. I don't know, if I were one of you guys and you had some sort of trial for... it's not misappropriation. What the hell is your thing again? It's not misconduct. Miss something. Ah, yeah, that's the one. So, you're on trial and they'll sit there and go, oh, you know, they're bad at job. And you'll go, well, can you prove I'm bad at job? Because can you prove I'm even here? Can you prove that this entire scenario is not just the delusions of a feeble mind being ensnared by a demon? You know, I think that should hold up as a legal argument, although I think you can probably posit that very little work would be done to the justice system if it was, and what a change that would be. Oh, the progress we get done now. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, the legal system hasn't caught up with the internet yet, and we're about to have AI take everybody's jobs, and, you know... oh yeah, sure, we're going to be able to regulate AI because we've done such a good job of every technological advancement for the last 30 years. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. Why am I saying all these things? Because I'm trying to be interesting on our first date. What do you mean this isn't a date? Look, I've got an appointment and everything. Which you're late for, by the way. Well, I'm just saying. There's fashionably late and then there's doctor late, apparently. I've been sitting here for 2 hours. I was going to leave. I thought you stood me up. You wouldn't stand me up? Well, that's very gratifying. I mean, it's nice to know that on our first date you're not going to stand me up. Well, you just said so. You wouldn't stand me up. A tacit admittance that A, you would go on a date with me, and B, on said date you wouldn't stand me up. Yeah, well, you try and take that back however you want. I heard what I heard. I'm happy. Never let clarification come in the way of a good delusion, okay? Did I come in here planning to hit on you? No, not really. That all came into being when I came in and went, wow, they're really pretty. And then I started talking to you and like, wow, I really like their voice. And then, you know, it kind of kept going on that way. Wow, I really like their eyes. Wow, I really like their smile when I finally got you to smile. And it just kind of kept going to, I like this person. And like, not even just me being, you know, a bit daft and flirting with someone I'm not supposed to flirt to because I found it amusing in my head. No, this is, I actually like this person. Like this person. So, you know. Where would we go on a first date? Where would a doctory type person like to go? Huh. Well, I'm going to say you spend enough time cutting up people, so you don't need to cut up food. I don't care if you're not a surgeon, just roll with it. So, I'm going to say we go somewhere where you get good street foods and walk around and, like, admire the sunset over a body of water somewhere. And all these kinds of things. And talk about the great mysteries of life. Such as why the Americans can't find at least one political candidate worth giving the slightest toss about. Well, it's an eternal mystery, is it not? True, we're not doing much better in Britain either. Well, well, you know, what are you gonna do? Run for office? Oh, good God, no. What kind of self-respecting person would get involved in politics now? It's just full of glad-handing people who will happily say whatever the newspaper tells them to say. They don't have any of their own opinions. They can't articulate any opinions. And, oh, by the way, if you have made any mistake in your entire life that you might have, I don't know, learned from and grown from, no, you're not allowed. So then we just we get these kind of infants who have spent their whole lives trying to not make a mistake, as if that's what makes a useful, intelligent, or just in any way good candidate. I mean, Christ. Arguably the greatest wartime leader in the history of my country is Winston Churchill, and oh boy, did he say some interesting things about India, but anyway. Yeah, the point is that the same guy who said terrible things and can be remembered horribly in certain parts of the world did great things in other parts of the world, that it's not binary black and white. I'll bet most patients don't have this conversation with you. Most patients don't stay this long with a basic illness. What do you mean basic? My illness is interesting and quirky, and likes long walks on the beach. Thank you. So when do you get off? I initially meant time, but that's, just very, that's information. Yes, it is. I'm not on the back foot. I'm not on my feet. I'm sitting. Well, I had to come up with some way to diffuse this entire situation. Can be having a lasting advantage over me in these slightly odd talks that I can't form full sentences in. Yeah, how would you possibly have an advantage over me? Yeah, you're tired. I suppose that is fair. Long day. Would you like a shoulder rub? What do you mean not from me? I'm offended. You're one great love. And oh, right, you mean because I'm ill. That would make sense. Genuinely, though, it's one of these things I always thought was interesting. Like, were I to say, I don't know, a doctor, I would kind of assume that, well, I don't get to see very much, and the time I do get to see is going to be very sort of precious couples time, right? Like, you come in from work absolutely exhausted with not that long a turnaround to going back into work, and it's very important that we're at your best that day and your best the next day, because this is a job where mistakes lead to horrible, horrible things, so you got to be good all the time, and that's a lot of pressure. So then you come home and it'll essentially be on me to try and, make it as easy as possible, I guess. That the time you do spend with me is the good time, and there's no arguments or problems, and it's all, or hopefully as much of it as possible, is just, you know, good relaxing couples time. Lie down on the sofa, either talk or watch some TVs, you eat something, go to bed, and wake up the next day hopefully refreshed and ready to go. See you out the door, and okay, now what's my day going as? Because you just left at 4 a.m. to go to your next shift. Thinking about it out loud, it's well, it's a lot of pressure, but it's something that I think I could do pretty well. Not to put too fine a point on it, I suppose. You're saying that every patient discusses their long-term romantic future with you? That's... how disappointing, you know? Oh, I'm not presumptuous, I'm just incapable of speech. Yeah, it really does ruin it when you're snottering all over the place and you're tongue-tied and tired and your sentences keep falling apart. I imagine the... well, let's say it this way, if you find me charming now, imagine the overwhelming, overflowing, over something else amount of charm that would truly befuddle and bewitch you should you meet me in a situation like this. That's the other thing, to be honest, that this meeting... I know it's silly and weird, but you ever get that feeling you just meet someone and you're just gonna instantly kind of like them? You can't really explain why, and it's not that super lustful Hollywood slow motion Baywatch thing. It's like, I don't know, I just feel like I would get on with this person, and there is that little spark, I guess, that you caught my eye. And then just something about your personality which I feel like I would vibe with if given the chance and the time, and I don't know, I feel like there's so many times in my life looking back where I let moments like this pass me by and didn't say anything. And it's one of these things I'll remember, you know, I'm going to bed or having a shower or something, and years later I'll think about this random moment where someone just stood out to me this way, and I never said anything, I never did anything, because I thought it'd be weird, or I didn't want to make them uncomfortable, or all the other reasons that I could give myself. But after it's all said and done, I'm sitting there years later wishing I'd said something, because you never know when you meet the person. And it could be that as a doctor, one day a patient walks in and that's the guy for you. And okay, sure, it might not be me, but what if it is? You know? And if we never talk about it, if we never give that any sort of chance, then we're never gonna know. So, I know this is really weird, but I'm just gonna throw my cards out on the table like that, because I don't really see what I lose versus saying nothing and never even letting you have that kind of decision to make of, okay, do I want to give this guy a date and maybe see if there's anything there, and if there's not, there's not, but why not, you know, give ourselves a chance. Well, yeah, it's unusual, sure, but once I'm over this illness, as I'm sure your wonderful doctoring will help me do, then Why not? My illness is easy? Oh. So I guess you really didn't mind talking to me after all, which is surprising considering I feel like my conversational skill has been severely weakened, to say the least. Yeah, I think I'm usually better than this, more coherent, certainly funnier, or I'd like to believe. I could be wrong though. Maybe I'm just never funny and it's all a delusion. Now you can't tell if that's tears or the illness. It's the illness, yeah, it's the illness. Oh right, yeah. I've got sinusitis. What is that? A Tool album I'm not aware of? I don't have it. I can't trade you it. Oh, it's the disease. Oh, okay. Sinus infection. Fair enough. Yeah, that sounds about right. And you did manage to weave in the questions you needed to ask in between the other things. "5 days of antibiotics, 3 a day." Yeah, I think I'll manage that Herculean task. Well, I'm just saying, the way you said, "Do you think you'll manage that?" as if it's some sort of massive challenge to take a pill 3 times a day. I'd be surprised. Oh, I really don't think I want to know. Well, unless you'd like to tell me the story after dinner, cuddling up on a couch. I mean, I can practice now if you want. Hey, babe, how was work? Hey, you never know if you don't give us a chance, right? Maybe in a few months' time, I'll be saying that and we'll both smile and laugh because we both know the first time I said it was when I was sick in your office and you were just desperate to go home. What chance do I give that? I think, honestly, I just have that feeling that I get very, very rarely when I meet someone that I just think there's a really good chance I really like. And I know that might come off a bit creepy or weird or whatever, but it's honestly quite a wholesome feeling, and it's hard not to go around with just a big kiddie smile on my face, even when I am ill. Well, I think the very least you could do is smile back, no? So when am I picking you up? Well, see, my doctor just gave me this 5-day course of antibiotics to get over an illness, so it should probably be after that. And then it's gonna depend on when you're free, really, because I can think of some nice spots to take you to dinner, but that's honestly a bit boring. As I say, I like the street food idea, and I can drive you out to a cool spot in the country as well. We can go for a hill walk. I don't know if that's something you'd enjoy, but I know one that's relatively small and you get a pretty great view on the top of it if we find a sunny day. Or, well, I'll keep thinking about it. What exactly do I want our first date to be? I don't think I'll call in the surgery to arrange my next appointment now. But, well, I'll tell you what. I'm so confident that you're going to be curious as to what it might be like that I'm just going to write my name down and that phone number. And if in 5, 6, 7 days' time you feel like finding out, then you can let me know. Yep, antibiotics. I'll go get them. Yes, I will steam. I have already been steaming. And I don't mean drunk. Alright. See you next week. I'll see you next week. Bye.